Hi, guys. Today we're going to look at this book together about how families live around the world. As I read, I want you to think about what is the same about these families, their houses, what they do, what the same is with their family and your family, and then some of the things that might be different. So, families are different yet the same. Some have one child in the family and a mom and a dad. Some other families have one parent and lots of kids. Some families have two moms or two dads. Your family may be big or small. Sometimes grandparents, aunts, uncles, and cousins all share a family home. But families love and support you, and they help you to discover the world. No matter what language you speak, you are a part of a special family. These are some different children and different places in the world that they live, and we're going to look at what they do with their families and how they live. The first place we're going to talk about is Canada. And in Canada, there's lots of beautiful waterfalls. And this little girl likes to go hiking with her family, and they might even see some different animals while they're hiking, like black bears. The next place we're going to talk about is actually in our country, and it's Texas. This family lives on a farm where there's cows, and they will go on tractor rides. They have sheep, so the children help by brushing the sheep and taking care of them. Also helping with some of the crops that they grow on their farm, like potatoes and beans and peas and beets. And then they all sit together after a hard day's work around a big table. They don't go on a lot of vacations because there is so much work to do on the farm. The next place we're going to talk about is Mexico. And in Mexico, the children get up. They wake up when the rooster crows. Some of them will sleep in a hammock rather than a bed. And once they hear that rooster crow, they're going to get up. They're going to help gather the eggs while Mama makes tortillas for breakfast. At home, they speak a different language. They speak Mayan. But when they go to school, they learn Spanish. They learn about different countries around the world. And here they are walking down a street. They meet up with friends and family after school and walk in the village. So this is what their village looks like, their town. The next place we're going to talk about is Brazil. And these families are big, grandparents, aunts, uncles. They get together on Sunday and make food together, and they play games. Children will play tag outside, and in the evening they'll go outside and sing and dance until the stars come out. The next place we're going to talk about is England. And in England, the aunt will look after the children while the mom and dad work. In middle of the day, they'll eat tea and sandwiches. And then in the evening, when mom and dad come home, they'll play games together, puzzles, blocks, until it's time for bed. And then they do bubble baths at night. The next place is the Netherlands. And they follow our same schedule as far as school. They go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then they're off Saturday and Sunday just like us. On the weekend, they're going to ride bikes, go to the zoo, the playground, maybe even go check out a windmill. And here's Grandma. She comes over, and they might eat cookies, and she might tell stories. The next place we're going to talk about is France. And this says that this little boy likes his teacher, but his teacher is strict at school. Grandpa will pick him up in the afternoon from school. They'll take a walk down in town and maybe go into the bakery or the cheese shop. And then they'll go to the park and play with friends. And in the evening, Grandpa will come over and help with making dinner. And then here's Dad coming home from work. So grandparents are a big part of the lives in and the family's in France. This little girl lives in Poland, and in Poland on Sundays, the stores are all closed on Sundays. A lot of people will go to church on Sundays. There's a lot of bells that ring, church bells that will ring, but the whole town is quiet. Not a lot of people are doing any shopping or anything like that because everything's closed. And then it says at night they'll do quiet activities like listen to soft music. Mom might knit a sweater. The kids might play video games until bedtime. This town is, this family lives in Israel. And so look at the village. This is their village where they live. It says that everybody has their own house, but they will go and eat in one big dining room. After school, these boys are walking around singing songs and laughing together. And then on Friday night, they have what's called a Shabbat, where they gather just before the sun sets and they light candles and sing songs. And here's the family eating at the dinner table. The next place is Saudi Arabia, and these families will pray 5 times a day. They get up even before the sun comes up to pray. And here they are praying here. At school, they do a lot of things similar to us. They have a computer class, and they also have homework. They only go to school 4 days a week, where we go to school 5 days a week. They have Fridays off, and so they have 3-day weekend. And then they pray again right before bedtime. This next country is Kenya, and these families get up even before the rooster crows, even before the sun comes up. They're awake, and they go get water for tea, and then once the sun comes up, then they go gather the firewood for making food. They have a family goat, and the family teaches them how to read. And then here they are at night around the fire with someone in the family telling stories. The next family lives in Pakistan, and they wake up very early every morning getting ready for school. And so here is their town, and then here is their village here. So you can see how they live. This family lives in Mongolia, and they live in a tent. They have many chores. They have a camel. They also have goats, but in the summertime they pack up their tent and then they move for the winter. They want to stay where it's warm. It says no matter where they live, their home is always warm and cozy. And then this little girl lives in South Korea. For breakfast, they eat rice and soup. And then mom and dad run off to work, and grandma walks her to school. And then she has piano lessons in the evening, and then also dance. She also goes to dance in the evening as well. So families come in all shapes and sizes. So I want you to think about what your family's like. Do your grandparents live in the same house as you? Has your family ever moved? Do you have more than one mom? Or do you have lots of aunts and uncles who visit or that you see very often? So I want you to think about what's the same about the families you just learned about, and maybe some things that are different.